What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Build Series 3, episode number 10. And ooh, I can feel the end of this build coming soon. If you're new here, in these build series, I take a stock motorcycle and try to make an awesome bike. And this season, we are working on a 2015 Yamaha R3. And we got it, well, it's right here. I can't show it to you, because this is being recorded after the fact. If you're new to the series and you want to check out all the videos that have come out before this and the ones that'll come out after this, you can hit the playlist link down in the description, get yourself caught up, come back here, and then continue on. You don't want to miss out on the episodes that are going to come out, so hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and get notified of when we have another episode coming out for you guys. Now, the unique thing about Build Series 3 is that we are giving away the motorcycle that we're building. So make sure you check out the Patreon link down in the description. I got information on the giveaway and a ton of different perks for the people that support the series. All of you that are already supporting, thank you. You guys are awesome. So these episodes come out every Sunday, well, almost every Sunday. And if you missed last week's episode, I built up the new forks that we had, did a full fork spring upgrade kit from YamahaR3Racing.com, freshly powder coated by Enigma Coatings, awesome partners of the build. So if you're in the Austin area and you need powder coating, or you got an R3 and you need R3 parts or some tutorials, make sure you check out their websites down in the description. But I did that full upgrade kit, got the front suspension on, got the front wheel on, and we're moving on with the build. Getting close, guys, getting close. I'm so excited. So this week, we keep moving on. So let me throw it back to Motonosity in the past. So on our plate today is starting to put the wiring harness back on the bike. So here's our wiring harness. Oh, by the way, we got a guest, Evomoto. I only invite him over when we're working with a wiring harness. He helped me with the episode when we were doing the disassembly, so he's more familiar than someone else on where everything goes with the wiring harness. So together we'll probably be able to figure most of it out. But the bike is in a pretty good place now for getting everything put back on. The reason that we want to put on the wiring harness now is because we have the most space, and really everything that we put on from here on out is either pretty surface, it's separate, it doesn't really depend on something else, or it's connecting to the wiring harness itself. So it'll make it really easy to just connect things as we put them on, rather than having to remember to connect them later when we put the wiring harness on. So that's why we're doing it now. The other thing that I did here is put a list together with everything that we have left to do. And I think I've covered everything, but this is something that I did for the Ruckus and the CRF. Made it really easy to remember everything that we have, outline all of the stuff that still has to be done, and kind of organize it. After today, I'll probably type this up and get things in an actual ordered list that's printed out so that we can just cross things off as we do them. What we're gonna do first, as I mentioned, we're gonna start with the wiring harness, and from there, start putting things on that don't really depend on other things, probably starting from the front of the bike and moving back. We're at the point where we're basically just putting on pieces here and there, and nothing's really big, so let's get started. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so I think all of this goes through here.
So it looks like the harness comes behind.
What do you think? It wouldn't be a build video without one of those, would it?
Yeah, so it comes over this. If you don't have to, oh, hello. If you don't have to deal with wiring, don't deal with wiring. Abby just got home and she closed the garage door. I took pictures when we were disassembling everything, and now we're just trying to match everything up with the pictures that we have. Even though we have pictures of where everything goes, it proves difficult because we're trying to get it routed exactly how it was before. We know generally where things go, it's just how they thread through different things. Okay, so we got the brown one to this gray right here.
This way, or?
Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
And then this one. It's like you're going back and forth. This one's under, that one's over, this one's under.
Right.
We just spent like 20 minutes looking at the disassembly videos that I still have from the build. I know I film it for YouTube, but it's really, really helpful if you film it for whatever projects you're doing, because seriously, I reference stuff all the time. It makes it a lot easier to remember or see where stuff goes.
Beautiful, that probably tucks in there. So we need a socket to get the ground on.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got 3 pins here, so that's for the stator. That's always a 3-pin thing.
So we got a lot of the wiring harness hooked up, and we've got it clipped in to the frame in the major places. Now that we have that kind of set up, so we can start clipping things in as we add them on. We're gonna move on to some of the front end stuff. So you guys know that Yamaha R3 Racing is providing a lot of parts for the build. Jesse over there is awesome. He's got a ton of tutorials for how to do things on your R3, and he carries a lot of the best parts. So I'll be linking all the things that we're adding to the bike down in the description when we add them. But to start out, we've got some new brake pads for the front caliper. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in so that we can install the caliper. And then from there, we can start doing a lot more of the stuff on the front end. We'll do the clip-ons. Got some nice Vortex clip-ons that should be pretty awesome. So start getting those things on, and the front of the bike will start looking good. The summary for this episode is, where did that bolt go? We can't find the bolts for stuff. What we're trying to do right now is mount up the radiator, and we found the bolt for this side, but we can't find the bolt that goes on the other side. I'm quickly realizing that I did a terrible job of actually keeping bolts organized this time. Look at this. Look at my ruckus one. Yes, I know I still have ruckus parts, but all of those are organized, taped to a sheet of paper where everything goes. The R3, not so much. Since we can't find it, we're just gonna move on. The radiator is bolted up enough that it's not gonna go anywhere. We do have to find this one right here as well. That's missing. So since that's fine right now, we're just gonna move on. I think we're gonna do the clip-ons next. We have Vortex clip-ons that Jesse sent out. So these should be really, really nice. The stock ones are super heavy. These are a lot lighter, and it's easily replaced. So the actual mount for the bars, you can replace the bars. So if you go down or something like that, you can just replace the bar. You don't have to replace the entire clip-on assembly. So makes it really nice. But before we get the clip-ons on, we're gonna put on the ignition switch. I got some bolts. I don't know where they went, but I got new bolts, some security bolts. Again, I don't know where they went. So I found the bolts. Here are the security bolts for the ignition switch. So yeah, you just torque them down, and the head should just break off so that they can't be taken off unless you take my route and have them drilled out. This is my makeshift security bolt torque tool. It's like 5 different adapters. Got a star tool. I'm just using a regular socket, so it's not grabbing like it should. We'll go pick that up, but first, torchies. We're finding more little clips here that we didn't finish putting in here. Oh yeah. Stick it in.
Satisfying clip.
We put the clip-ons on, but we didn't do the full clip-ons install. These are supposed to be flush with the caps of the forks. So we got that set, got the triple tree secured on here. Still got to torque it down, but we'll handle that later. What we have left to do on here is drill the little slot for the switches for the left and right side. But I'm not gonna do that now. We're gonna do that later once we figure out exactly where we want the clip-ons to set, how far we want them out, and we start actually putting on all of the wiring on the front. So we're not gonna do that right now. We just wanted to get those in place. I think what we're gonna do now though is put on the rear caliper, and then might move on to the chain and sprocket, because I haven't swapped the front sprocket. And once we get that swapped in, we can put the chain on. Well, we're at Torchy's. Pick out some Girl Scout cookies. I don't know, it was that time of year. It kind of just comes around and cookies show up, and I buy all the cookies. So cheers to those of you out there eating cookies right now. But we're gonna install the caliper right now, and we took a look at it, and it actually mounts on the rear axle. So you can see right in here, there's an extra slot there. So we'll have to take that out and put the brake caliper in that slot and then slide the axle rod back through. Wheel. Sweet.
And we're breaking out the power tools, finally. Beautiful.
Perfect. So the chain is actually 2 lengths short. We'll save that for next week. I think we're gonna call it quits there. Been a long day. Did both the front and rear caliper. We did the radiator and the coolant hoses, knocked out the brake pads and the ignition switch, front sprocket. But the biggest thing, the wiring harness is all placed in, got most of it clipped in, and a lot of the plugs that we have left are just things that we'll be adding on. Good place to stop right here. Evo, thank you. Make sure you check out his channel. Awesome guy. He's my only Hunter basically doesn't even exist anymore because he never comes out. But
I'm relaunching my channel, so
yeah,
there will be videos.
Evo's gonna do more videos on his channel pretty soon. So make sure you go check him out. Give him a sub. Let him know that I sent you. Thank you, Evo.
Thanks, sir.
So that's where I'm gonna leave it for this week, guys. Thanks so much for checking it out. Make sure you turn on notifications and hit that subscribe button if you're not subbed yet. Smash that like button for me, guys. Let me know that you liked it. You got a friend with an R3, send this video his way. And if you want to find out all the information on the giveaway of this bike, hit that Patreon link down in the description. You guys are awesome. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life lived. And I will see you guys in the next video or next week for the next build episode, whatever you guys prefer. See you later.